Another huge departure for the Oklahoma Sooners as quarterback Spencer Rattler will transfer to South Carolina. He will join the Gamecocks next year for the next year's college football season. During his time at Oklahoma, he had a record of 15-2, 40 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, was successful for a lot of the run. Then this year happened. He lost his starting job to freshman standout Caleb Williams, and now the rest is history. He's on his way. He's going to get a fresh start and trying to keep his draft stock high, hopefully for 2023, when a lot of people expect him to come out and be one of the best quarterbacks in that draft. We'll see. It depends on how he plays at South Carolina now. New interesting note though, he's going to be following Sean Beamer, who was formerly an Oklahoma assistant coach, led the Gamecocks this year to a 6-6 record. So Spencer Rattler joining some familiar company. Lincoln Riley, he left. Spencer Rattler left. Sean Beamer left. So there are a lot of Oklahoma is just a whole new thing now. It's just new. But what does this mean for him? Let's focus on Spencer Rattler. What does this move to South Carolina mean for Spencer Rattler? And again, this guy was 15-2 at Oklahoma, 40 touchdowns to 12 interceptions, and they still benched him for the freshman who was playing very well. And I think the situation with Spencer Rattler this year can only be described as not that he was bad. I want to be very clear about this. Spencer Rattler was not bad, or did not lose his job, I should say, because he was bad. I just think it was a situation where he just wasn't good enough to keep his job, especially after they got Caleb Williams in there and they had that comeback. They mounted that comeback, in one of the games. I forgot which one exactly it was. It was an amazing comeback. And then the rest is history. Rattler lost his starting job because this guy was young, he was hungry, and he had a lot more potential, I think people saw, than Rattler did. And Rattler's a guy who people were comparing to Patrick Mahomes. He's got a huge arm. He runs around a lot. He's got great speed, and he's got that vision, that NFL vision. He goes through his progressions very well. He is, I think, going to be a standout in the NFL one day, and now he's going to have to prove it as a member of the South Carolina Gamecocks. Again, Gamecocks went 6-6 this year. They were kind of in a rebuilding year. So as far as what the outlook for Rattler is and the outlook for that team is, it's going to depend on a few things. It's going to depend on, I think the help that Rattler has around him. He's a very good and extremely capable quarterback. Like, that's saying the very least. This guy's great, okay? But it's going to depend on just, I think, how good that team around him is. And that team around him, for being honest, it's not great. Not too many great weapons around him. The defense is really suspect, in my opinion. And, I don't think those things are going to change in the short amount of time that he's going to transfer there. He's going to start there. He's going to be starting games in September. So it's not like they're going to be bringing in this amazing freshman class. Is Spencer Rattler going to be a significantly better recruiting tool for some extremely standout freshman receivers? Yes, he is going to be a very good recruiting tool for that. But I don't think it's going to do enough to recreate what he had in Oklahoma. That's just not going to happen. What he had in Oklahoma was that was exactly what you want as a quarterback, as far as an offensive coordinator, and also just weapons around you. So, can he be successful? Obviously he can. I don't think he's going to be as successful as he would have been if he had remained the starter in Oklahoma. But again, he was never going to remain the starter in Oklahoma. So that's the deal. And I still think that if he plays well enough, he should still be looked and viewed as a top quarterback in the 23 draft. And that's going to be a very good draft class from what we're projecting. There's going to be a lot of standouts in that draft. But I think this fresh start for Rattler is needed because he was not going to do anything at Oklahoma. They were going to start Caleb Williams. They're going to start Caleb Williams. He's just young and good. That's sometimes how the boat goes sometimes. Sometimes it's just the younger guy who lights a spark in the team like Caleb Williams did, who ends up taking a guy who's also very good's job. Look at the NFL. It happened a few times, guys. It happened. Tom Brady, Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe wasn't a scrub. He was really good. Tom Brady just came in, young guy, higher ceiling, led him to the Super Bowl. Similar situation with Kurt Warner and Trent Green. So there's a few situations where this has happened in the NFL level. I'm sure I'm forgetting some situations. There are definitely some situations at the college level this has happened, but Rattler's outlook for next year, I think, is going to be fine as long as he avoids some of the early mistakes that he made at Oklahoma. I think at Oklahoma, he tried early on to do a little too much, and it ended up biting him in the butt. So, slow the game down. Play your game, dude. Spread it out. Throw the ball deep. Run the ball on second down. You'll be fine. He'll be fine, people. I know a lot of people want to overreact to Spencer Rattler and what happened this year. The dude still went 6-0 as a starter. Well, you could say 5-0. 5-0 as a starter. And he threw 40 touchdowns and 12 interceptions during his time at Oklahoma. He wasn't a scab. He wasn't bad. It was just the situation that arose that led him out of there. So, fresh start for him. Hopefully he's going to do well. I got good odds that he's going to do well. I think he's going to be fine. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.